Hi, I'm gonna be breaking down my 𝕳𝖎 Volume 3 tracks, all three of them. There's gonna be a lot of background noise because my brother is in the other room. Meanwhile. Alright, let's start with Unprecedented Calamity. Originally, it was gonna be Calamity in all caps, but I thought it was too dumb, so I just did it in all lowercase. Okay. I feel like it's gonna like lag a whole lot. Okay, whatever. This first instrument that comes in here, I think it's like a triangle wave. Oh. Actually, it might have been a different thing. I don't remember. But I did a melody and then reversed it. The melody and then made the audio and then reversed that. No, I just made a melody and reversed it. So that's that instrument. That's the only thing that plays. And then we start hearing vocals. Always feels good, never off my bed, get it out of my head, face is dead and blue. And then it gets really loud. And then the drums are really basic. Yeah. Okay, it's fine. And then a reverse kick into the loud section. So now we have a lot of stuff going on. We have this bass. Really loud and distorted, so it even distorts the master and everything's. Yeah. And we have this. I don't know what it is. Oh, it's just square wave original melody because I wanted it to be louder in the mix. And then there's also a downlifter for noise during the sub, so it distorted a lot. And then I just have a bunch of like leads that are panned differently. I really did not try because there's a lot of sub in that. What's that? Wait. Oh, a sneak peek at the next vocal. And this kind of sounds like a Minecraft note block, but it's not. It's some weird, I don't even know what I did. Bunch of like saws or something. And then these settings, I don't know what it is. Without the effects, it sounds like this. And then we have a filter. It doesn't really do much. And then a chorus. No, that like really accentuates that fifth. And then compressor and distortion. I think these are just like random glitch sounds that I exported. So it has like some weird sounding stuff. And I also have this really, like, this is a stock instrument, but it sounded nice. So yeah, that's that part. And then to get into the next section, we have that bass. And now we have a sub. It's probably just distorted sine wave. Yeah. And then there's a filter on it. It's probably too loud. Yeah. And then we have this exhaust. Another one. This is the sine wave version, I think. And then the first one was the triangle. We have pads going on here now. I love this one. I use it a lot. It just fills up so much space. And then another peek at the vocals with reverb on it. And then this. I don't know what this is. Some random vocal thingy. I don't know. I don't even know if it's a vocal. Let me see. Oh, I think it's me whistling, actually. And then pitch correction, EQ, and then reverb. We have these drums again. This is a weird bass. This is on the transpose, and then a hard clipping, and then I just wanted to see what it looked like. And then it's probably the same. Oh no, it's different. It's wow. It's more of like a linear one, and that's on all of these 4 octaves. And then we have the chorus. It creates that tonality, and then a hard clipper again. Oh, I think this is what the other glitches were from. These. I got snippets from that, I think. And now we have our vocals. I don't know what to do. Lost in the pits of glue. Are these the ones that are really high? Of glue. No. Where are they? Oh, I turned it off. So I actually hit those notes. I originally had this because it was too. I thought it was not good enough, but I guess I turned it off because I liked how it sounded normal, and I. Oh, maybe we didn't. Okay. That, yeah. The bass, that. More pads. We include this one now. I wonder if my speech is loud enough. And then another pad. I think think I put a like filter on it or something. I don't know what I did. What's going on? Okay, I'm modulating the drive and something on here, delay or something. Oh, depth. And then I'm also modulating the phase, I think, for some reason, which is kind of weird, but it's called phase shifter for a reason, so. Oh, I didn't even see this stuff down here. We went over this already. But now we have more hi-hats here. And then in this like sort of build-up section we have risers, which I thought were really cool, and they kind of are. Okay, what else is here? Yeah, I turned off the low shelf of this bass because it's distorted. It's really distorted, especially when you don't hear it. So it gets less distorted over time. You can hear things better. I think that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, and then there's also these pads that are coming in slowly. Yeah, those are basically most of it. And then we have a sub here. It's not really much. I have it saved. It's just an alchemy bass, distorted. And then the drums, I think they're kind of loud, but I don't know. So you have some random samples. I like doing this with my kicks. You just what you do is you have a fade in tool, but instead of fade in, you speed up and slow down. So it has like the whoa kind of sound. And it's like really subby, and it doesn't really have the transient. And that also kind of distorts the snare at the same time, I think. Yeah, it kind of affects it a little bit. And then just like whatever. It's really basic. It's just like boom, 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 boom. In that same like swing that the pads are in. Boom, 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 you know. And the swing isn't even really swung. It's just like 16th notes, but then this is 5, 3, 5, 3, 5, you know. 5 16th notes, 3 60th notes. That's basically the whole swing. I utilize that rhythm a lot because it's really easy. That's basically all of it. And we have it. And then I changed the drums here to like a breakbeat kind of. And then slow down, I think. Yeah. And then we start incorporating more arps. I was really proud of this section. so let's go over the stuff. We have this vital thing with a bunch of like delay and reverb on it. So it goes up. And then it goes up on the fifth. Yeah, that's basically it. Then we have this one doing the same thing, I think. Yeah. It's just another... oh, it's phase shifter, but it's not, I guess. And then another vital. This one's even simpler. I just was layering a bunch of things on top of each other that like moved a lot. Like we have this. And then we have a bunch of new things here in the second half. Which, it's all just like one scale. So yeah, it's just like every note except this is, except B is it's being used. I kind of just messed around with whatever sounded nice. What's this? Oh, I remember that. It's just a little, it's an offbeat kind of thing. Like, it's like subtle. And then I don't even know what this is. Oh, it's just me humming and singing or whatever. That's basically all it is. And then some of these bass layers are coming. Which I think this is an interesting bass, so we'll go over it. So, for some reason I decided to go with a certain amount of seconds. And I put this envelope onto the 48 to 48 transpose. And then we have these effects, which I'll just take everything off. I'm gonna move these up so it's less confusing for me after. It's really just a saw, and then chorus with really low depth and delay and high feedback, and then compressor, distort, phaser, and then another filter with another kind of phaser, which I don't even know why I put that, but it's too laggy, bro. It's too laggy. There's not really too much going on now, and this is probably just like a sub or something. Oh! What is that? That looks... that sounds so weird. Oh, it's Crappy Toilet. And then same kind of effects. Pretty much. What's vacuuming now? It's just like, do whatever. Mess around with chorus too, because chorus can be cool. And this is just more basses. I don't know what this is. Oh, I was gonna do this with glitch, but I thought it would like make the project corrupt or something. So I just did the glitches myself using the audio. Oh my god. And then we have this pad. It's basically just like a bunch of different ideas combined together with the same chord progression. And then we add these melodies in the end to transition. Yeah. It's basically just that initial melody, but like layered a bajillion times. And this stuff too. Yeah. And then these hi-hats again to transition. And then we have this the original build up here again for the second time without these hi-hats for some reason. It's literally just like the exact same thing, but then now we're starting to. Why isn't it? Of course I have to do it. The tempo rises here now. And now that goes into the next drop. Oh, yeah, it also has these in here. But yeah, that's basically it. And then the kick's going crazy. I'm gonna have to go over that. The drums come in here like it's gonna be similar to the last shot, but it's really not. And it's just copy and paste from the other one. It's the same thing here, but the drums are different now, and for a very wild reason. We're gonna be doing 𝕳𝖎. So let's go over these. Bro, OBS is being really annoying right now. Okay. I surprisingly didn't use wave shaper on this. So this is what the original sound is like. It's literally just an 808. Now let's just put this compressor at the end again. Just soft clipping anything that happens at the end. Now let's distort it a whole lot. That really gives it that like punch at the beginning that we'll be able to manipulate. Now let's put this distortion here before we make this really loud. So it's gonna distort more. But then we have this really loud like EQ here to make the punch. And then we have more EQs to make it. Oh yeah. This one is giving a lot of like tonality. Like if we don't add that, it sounds like that. But then we add this, which is only 7 decibels, but it adds like a second tone sort of. And then what is it? Oh, it's literally just nothing. Okay. And then we distort that. There's a type of distortion on here which I really like. It's called grit, and I just have everything to the max. Like that's how much I distort it. And then like a cleanup EQ at the end I usually don't like these low mids to mid sections here, especially when it's like a high pitched sort of kick. So we're just getting rid of anything below the transient thingy. I don't know what it's called, the punch. So if we don't add that, it'll like be a lot less clean. But if we do add that, it's like a better low end kind of. And that's basically the whole kick. And the second one is just the same thing but higher up. That's basically all you have to know about it. And then the same thing again for the third time, but that's just the outro. Oh yeah, and there's a tempo modulation back in the two last bars. That's basically all there is to show. The next one is 𝕳𝖎, which I for some reason was gonna call it Welcome to the Zest Fest, but I decided against that. And now it's kind of iconic, like 𝕳𝖎. At least in the 𝕳𝖎 server. So I'm glad I made that choice. I feel like this one's gonna be a lot more laggy. Alright, let's go. Let's go. Okay, this is like a lot more complicated. How many tracks there are? It's almost 120. It's definitely gonna be lagging. Now this is like a reversed pad that we have here. I don't know if you could tell, but I reuse a lot of these pads that I make. I have a bunch of them, like soft pads, big pads, reverb pads. I have a bunch of them saved, and I use them like in every track. So we have this, which this came from a beat battle I did in 𝕳𝖎. I forget what the song was called, but I used this sort of melody and also the same lead sound, so it sounded like, oh, of course it's not gonna play. And then down. Yeah, I get kind of lazy. So I just reused that same exact melody. We have a bunch of like pads. Whatever. They're all just ones I made on Vital, except for this one. This one was like pretty much just stock. It's called like Breathy Pad or something, which I literally just saved it. Or is it Breath Pad? Or Breathy Vox? I don't remember. But it's something with breath in it. You can like look for it. But it's literally just that. And then the rest are just made on Vital. Oh, we have this melody. Just fill in space. And then we have this, I think it's like Garage or something like that. Yeah. I organize this weird. I usually have my drums like this. That makes more sense to me. The way I organize my drums like that. Yeah, that's basically all there is in the intro. Oh, and I also sampled a song I made on onlinesequencer.net, not sponsored. Just like an impulse kind of thing. Like I was going through my files and I was like, ooh, this could work. Which fills up a lot of space in the build-up kind of area, and it sounds nice in context. Yeah. And then I think I was gonna originally use this more predominantly in my song, but it's just kind of a background element now. I think I was gonna go, yeah, but I didn't like how it sounded, so I just muted it. Oh yeah, you can see the original like song here on Sequencer, and I took a recording of that, and then just took the audio and used it to my discretion, if that's the right word. Oh yeah, this is really, I was inspired by Stavish's song called Horizons, or Herixons, or is that just the album name? I don't remember. I used to listen to Savish's music like 3 years ago. Here, let me spell it out here. Savish. This is the person that I used to listen to. It's microtonal stuff. But he has a track called Horizons, and it has a bass sound really similar to this. Hey. Come on, please. Please work. Well, if you listen to his track, then you'll certainly know what it sounds like. Like, please work. Okay. Whatever. It's just like a buzzy kind of bass. This fills up a little bit of space. Of course, it's not gonna work. It's actually annoying. Okay, let's like do this. There's more percussion, I guess. It's probably just like a garage loop. And it's just hi-hats. And then shakers. I used a Pride of snare because cool. And then the build-up is really, I really just took away some of the pads, and then we have risers. A really gigantic, humongous impact, and then snare risers, because I love snare risers. There's not enough of them in the world. Really long riser, but... And then we have more risers here. They're all just snare risers. Oh, and I have this clap. And then we have some stomps. And then I have my own snare sample that I took and made a riser out of. I mean, it's not mine, but I took a snare and made a riser out of it. And then those are all the risers. I think I have like a frequency shifter on here or something. Yeah, I started off slow. I only went up like 4 hertz, and then I went up to 80, 216, 620. And then we're gaining depth in an OTT. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. What the heck? What? That was weird. What I was saying. We're gaining depth in an OTT. And then at the end here, when it goes to, oh my god, we have the fill here, so the volume drops immediately. Oh, it likes to lag now. We have random like glitches that I only took the low end of, really. Hee. So we have like glitch, LFO mod, ASMR rumble, glitch. I think I literally just searched up glitch, and then I took the low end of it. I think these OTTs are just like all highs gone, all mids, most of mids gone. So it's basically just the low end of it. And then we have the iconic hee. No, that's surprising. I didn't even put any effects on it. I probably would have. It's completely mono. Oh well. And then this is where it's gonna crash a lot. We have this section over here where it goes. And I took that. Oh, I put it in the build up too. But then when the drop hits, it also has that sample to create like a bird. Stop playing. Okay. We have a bunch of pad layers, like really loud pads. Oh my word. Whatever. But they're just like really loud and distorted pads that I put together that I already made before. Most of these are things I already made, like huge pad short. I use that a lot. Huge pad quieter. I also use that. OTT pad, phase shifter, saw-esque, which is really loud actually. Saw-esque is always really loud. And I think I put some like modulation there on a bunch of them to make it like less static. And then humongous basses. You know, lots of high end. And we have these loops again for some reason. I guess to fill up a tiny bit of space that we don't even need to fill. More random hi-hats that we don't need. Downer. Down. Oh yeah, I forgot it. I have this thing here and this downer. That's probably really muddy. Whatever. And then we have noise downer. You know. And then we have these drums, which I apparently chose not to process for some reason. It's just like a bunch of... And then people comment about this pan... Or, well, we were listening to it in the listening party. They commented about the pan snare, I think. Wait, it's too dark. It's really just like 3 different snares at the same time. There's this one, and then this long one, and then I also had this one. I don't even think I put any effects. Oh, maybe I put a frequency shifter, but that's literally it. But yeah, that's basically all it is. It's just a bunch of pad layers on top of each other, and then there's like crap ton of processing on it. Oh great, that's wonderful. And then we have a teaser of what's to come. I have a macro that controls like reverb and stuff, and I went absurd with it. I think. Ooh. Okay, so it's like really loud sine and noise distortion. To create that fill. And then we have, yeah, it's the same ringer in the pan snare. And it's being modulated down with the frequency shifter to create like down down down, like it's actually going somewhere. And then this is really just a square wave with phaser, pretty much creating that stuff. We have two versions here, actually. It's probably one of the most complicated square dubstep I've made. I have a bunch of settings on this, and then we have another one after that. So it goes wah 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 wah. Oh my. You get the point. There's like a bunch of different, like a comb filter that's pretty important. The chorus just like creates a bunch of like noise in the top. It adds noise and tonality. What is happening with these? And then the phaser is pretty important. This does nothing. A compressor and distortion, and then there's also the reverb that I was talking about with the macro. It's literally just reverb. And then I think I also like put a high pass filter or a low cut here because it had a lot of noise. Like I'm gonna get rid of it. Wait, it's probably gonna be like, yep, it's too loud. Okay, because there's a lot of like unwanted low end action there. And then I think this is also square, maybe. Oh no, it's just another sub for the second time. That's basically all it is with these drums. I can't really go over too much because it's really laggy. Okay, and then we have these pads. The same one in the intro. But people, specifically 𝕳𝖎, have been commenting on my basses in this section, calling them fart basses. And that's really sad because it's not a fart bass, it's just a bass. But that was like cringe. But we have, I don't even know what I have. What is this? It's not even making any sound. Oh well. It's probably like Gunklork or whatever. Glork Gunk Glork Gunk Glork Lunk. But we have like an envelope on this, and then a sine fold distortion. That's interesting. Ooh, this isn't interesting. I should save this. We have random amp on this for some reason. It's really just chorus probably doing that. But we, oh, there's white noise, so that's probably why. But it sounds like a tarot gun. And layering it together. And then we probably have this. Oh, I think that I know why, because it has an automation on it. Oh. This one probably has automation on it. Ugh. It's so dumb. But it has this again on trigger mode, so it's basically just a lot of wavetables and sine distortion creating that sound. This is probably like the same thing going on, just like different wavetables and stuff. No, it's just automating the volume for this one. And then I also have down here some Foley that go along with the bass, so I add some texture. Or Foley, however you want to say it, I don't know. And then there's really just ear candy here too. What is going on? Just really subtle things. And then they're all like pitched to the correct key. And then there's snare risers to this for some reason. And then we have the notorious lo-fi sections that have been popping up in my music a lot recently. We have a sub, I guess, that I call the lo-fi sub. It's probably just like a really distorted sine wave with a filter. I don't know, it's just the vital basic shapes. Ooh, and this is probably like some sort of like noise, I guess. Why don't I have a phase like that? But I just got brown noise, I put them together, and then I put chroma on it to create like pentatonic scale. Whatever. But there's a lot of harmonics in the brown noise, so the chroma, I guess, was harmonics and tunes them to the pentatonic scale, and then I EQ'd it, and I think I tried checking it in mono to see if it was mono compatible, but it doesn't really matter. And then I probably did a similar thing here, but there's a shit ton more effects that I decided to put on it. And then there's also a resonator on this one. What is it, like B? Okay, so it's just a fifth. So basically just like taking bass and resonating it a lot. If you can, as you can see, the tail is really resonated. And then I think yeah, it automates the tremolo, which is stereo tremolo, I don't know. And it's really just a stock instrument. It's a super saw that I decided not to make unvital and use the basic one instead. Then lo-fi drums, of course. You can't make lo-fi without the drums. Which I like making the kick drum really loud so it cuts through the mix. So during lo-fi specifically. I put some random thing I did on Audacity because the vocals weren't working on Logic, so I just did it on Audacity. I can probably go on Audacity right now and find it. It was like a fake conversation that I put in the background for some reason. I don't even know why I did it. It's probably this one. Yeah.
You're built like...
Ooh, that's not the right. Playback. Okay.
You're built like an onion because you cry a lot. We are built like an orange because you look like Donald Trump.
That aged well.
Trump. You're built like the Grand Canyon because you're hollow. You're built like SoundCloud because you never answer me.
True.
And I don't know what I wanna do with this song.
Yeah. It's so dumb. Also, this one's too true.
You're built like SoundCloud because you never answer me.
I told a red panda about it. It's so unfortunate. But yeah, I literally just imported that into the project. I needed pitch correction. Oh, because I put reverb on it, so I wanted it to be on the right scale. You can't really understand what it's saying in the song because it's too quiet. And also, I didn't really want you to hear it. I just like put it there for my own enjoyment later on.
You're built like an onion.
And then this last section is probably... And what is this? What?
Go yourself a river.
Oh, go cry yourself a river. I remember that. But yeah, you can't really hear it. Well, the instruments aren't really playing that good. Okay, let me just go onto Hee so you can hear it. I want you for something. Okay. You can barely hear it. But you can definitely hear if you listen closely. Like, it's there, but you don't really even... Like, if you're not listening closely for it, you're not gonna even know it's there. And then we have this build up again. Yet another build up. The exact same one, I'm pretty sure. Did I do that the first time? Oh yeah, I did. Car crash. I didn't even go over that the first time, but I have like the really short car crash. You know. And then again, it's the exact same one. It's pretty much the same drop, but like I changed a tiny bit. Where's the denoiser? Which one did I put it on? Aha. So the whole like texture of this last drop, like it's tickly. It's because it's just I forget what the actual name of it is, like a noise gate or something, but I have a denoiser on here and it makes it like, you know, but it's literally just this plugin. That's the only thing that's different about this drop, really. Well, maybe I added like a couple subtle stuff to it, but it's really not much that's changed. The only huge difference is the denoiser. Yeah, that's basically it. And then the second part of this is just a variation of the square. I just made another version. Like I messed around with the comb filter and the chorus and the phaser position and the amount it moves and like, you know, that kind of stuff. And then this is literally the exact same as before because I was lazy. And then I did the exact same lo-fi thing. And I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. And then the last song I was gonna go over. This one's really simple, but it sounds complicated. I wonder if it's gonna lag as much. I mean, it's probably gonna lag, but you know, whatever. Okay, let's go over all this stuff first. So I just took an impact. I think it's this one. Yeah. And I have a glitchifier. And it adds like a whole bunch. I didn't add this. A whole bunch of stuff to it. Let me take it all off and go over it individually. So this is what it sounds like normally. It's probably gonna be loud. And then we have emergence, chroma, doesn't really do much. And then this like weird track oscillator thing, it's kind of like a vocoder, but it's not as good. And limiter, because I didn't want to be too loud. And a delay. I EQ'd some things. I have this, which is just a low cut on everything. And then I decided to like, get rid of some resonances and EQ, fine tune some stuff. And then an OTT, of course. And then a compressor. What did I do on here? I have some ratio on it. I think that's it. I literally just did stock. And the knee is kind of weird, but just a compressor. And then glitch with, I think it's just like the first thing I did. and then an OTT again, and then exciter, and then I EQ'd finally. Why did I do that? That's so random. But I have a low cut this here in the mids, and then I took off some of the highs, and then I exported that like 4 different times. And since I have like emergence, I have glitch, I have some kind of random sounding stuff that's gonna be different every time, so that's why I export it 4 times, and then I messed around with the panning, which I went crazy. And then I have this weird thingy. Fake granulizer. I basically just put OTT, reverb, scrubby, which is a really cool plugin that I use a lot to make a glitchy thing. You can make it like change pitch a whole lot really fast. It's a cool plugin. You should get it. It's like free. EQ, you can see it right here. Another reverb, delay. I think that's like to change the panning or something. And then a phase distortion. The original sound of it was like this. Oh, I think I have something. Yeah, I have that. Let me actually just take this off and show you guys what this sounds like. Yeah. So then when you put the OTT reverb, and then scrubby does all that. Very cool. This equalizer again. I don't know why I wanted the. Oh, actually, yeah, it's like a boominess to it, so I guess that makes sense. And then another reverb, delay, direction mixer, because it's really right focused, and then a phase distortion. So Scrubby's doing a lot of the work. And then I don't think that's anything. Was I gonna do I might have thought of doing something with it. Oh, I think I like exported that as this. Yeah. And then I cut off the tail because I didn't want that. And then we basically just have this boom because of impact. It's offset to make it like in focus after everything impacts here. That's muted. And so everything together. And then we have these subtle pads in the background. Wait. What is this? Is this also a pad? Yeah. And then this is what I say.
Do you ever just sit there and contemplate?
Do you ever just sit there and contemplate? And then I put that into a vocoder. It sounds pretty nice. And then I put that into this Scrubby. What you can do on Scrubby is you can make it so the pitch goes in a specific, like you can do an octave and a fifth, you can do whatever. And then I split that into multiple channels, and then I put a reverb on it. So this is what without. and this is with. So big difference. And that's what like the sound designy stuff. So we go like,
Do you ever just there?
you know, that sort of stuff. And then there's a sub here as well, which I had to manually automate it. So it was that like the same rhythm as the vocals. It was kind of hellish, but it adds a lot to the sound. Like you can see all the. Ooh, did I not do this one? Oopsie. But it adds a lot to the texture, you know. It just adds like whoa, 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 some boomy. And then I reversed this stuff. It's just like a riser to the bass impact. That distorts the master. Yeah. And then this, I literally just found a bass one shot on Splice and edited a lot. So this is without the effect. Actually, let me just show you the bass one shot. That's literally all it is. I think I pitched it like down one or something. No, maybe not. And then I edited it so it sounded like this. And then frequency shifter. And then an EQ. Clip distortion. Phase distortion. Noisy, and then a grit again. I love grit. It's too good. And then the reverb. So that's like the really noisy bass. Yeah. And then I think I took the actual sample of I took the sample of it, and then I put the tail. And I put like scrubby on it and stuff. And then I did a slowdown. And then we have the pads again and another speech. It's just the same thing as the last time with different words and different automation and stuff like that. And then I also put this in here for some reason. I don't really like it anymore. But did I write it in or did I play it? Yeah, I wrote it in. And then we have. So originally it sounds like just a normal note. But then I put a reverb on it to create space, and then I also took Valhalla Supermassive and edited the feedback and also the delay time to create that like pitch. You know what's up. And then I took this boom also because it sounded nice. We have this reverse downlifter, I think. And then impact I made, there's like a bajillion effects. It's just like a lot of this. There's a chorus on it, an OTT, some distortions, an EQ to make it sound better, another OTT, another distortion, a reverb, another OTT, an EQ, and then a gate that side chains to the kick. Oh yeah, and I also did some stuff on Vital. I have like a setting on here that does all this stuff automatically. It has like a whole rack, and then I changed some stuff but I have a wavetable automation, like, you know, it's okay, that's all it's automating. And then a whole bunch of foley. You get the vibe. And then the vocals start coming in, I think. I kept in the raw stuff, so even if it has like background noise in it, I kept it because it's like raw. What's this? Big pad that I decided to fade out. Downlifter, some violin melody I found. And I didn't really want any of this stuff on here, so I just faded out. I thought I had reverb on it, but I guess not. And then this stuff again, this impact at the same time. And this melody. I don't know why that's there. You can barely hear it. Sure. Probably not in that key, but and then we have this piano stuff with effects on it too, like reverb and scrubby. Scrubby was my favorite plugin on this song. It's just like creating pads out of the piano. And then we have vocals and stuff, you know. You get the vibe. Like I put OTT on my vocals sometimes because it really brings out the brightness of my vocals, which I don't have and I need. Which I think I just need to go further away from the microphone, but I go really close to the microphone when I'm singing, so I'm probably gonna have to do that more recently. This random thingy. Just like ambience in the background. And then there's a bunch of like random downers that I put here and risers and just, this is stuff. Yeah, that's basically all it is. I have this piano stuff, the vocals, some random stuff here going on to make it actually interesting. And let's just go over the job now. Yeah, this video is getting long. Oh my god. Damn. Oh, that's so bad. Okay. Well, what I'm gonna go over, I think this is just a really distorted note. This is a pad that's also really distorted, a really distorted pad, a random ARP thing in the background. Oh my god. Bass, maybe? The high end of bass being panned. Some wider high end stuff, high mid stuff. This is also just like a modulated random thingy. I don't remember how I made it. Oh. And then drums, you know, like you know, some basic kind of stuff. And then I don't know, I think this is just like to add to the snare or whatever. And then we have this downer at the beginning, more like ARP stuff, loud ARP stuff, hand everywhere to get that stereo width. And then we have a melody, I don't know how it goes, and then some more pads here, and that's basically all it is. It's just really loud pads. And then we have these vocals here that aren't, because I think the tempo went up, so the vocals messed up. But honestly, I liked how it sounded because it made it really like wonky and stereo and stuff like that, so I just kept it in. And then at the end we have the whelmed down, which I think I was inspired by one of Amethyst's songs that were on 𝕳𝖎𝕳𝖎. I think it was this, the end of the year. Yeah, I think it was that. But I took that as an inspiration for the end of that drop. Thanks Amethyst for the inspiration. And then I have like a downer at the end that goes into this section, which is basically the same thing as the beginning, but with more words and stuff and blah 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 blah. I don't care. We have these pads again, the sub going insane. That was crazy. Wait, look at all that. That's crazy. And then at the end, it's just saying, I've never felt more fulfilled in my life, but was it really worth all the time? I say yes, but I don't know. I feel like I'm going to put a lot of time into this hobby, and it's not really going to be worth it in the end because it's not a good industry. It's really hard to get to the top, and even if I do get to the top, then it's really hard to stay at the top, and blah, 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 all this stupid stuff. And then at the end, it's just like the quiet pads to make it exactly 3 minutes, and then I ended it right here at the 3-minute mark. So yeah, that's my breakdown of all my 𝕳𝖎𝕳𝖎 Volume 3 songs. Thanks for watching if you even got this far, because this was probably really boring of a watch. And also there was a lot of background noise, and it was just like really dumb, and I'm not even gonna try editing this down. Also because my computer storage is really high and I don't have enough room to re-download Final Cut Pro. But yeah, I hope you gain some insight on what I did, I guess. Ah, it didn't work. Okay, now